Juvenile crimes and defenses in Cherokee County require a different approach from adult criminal cases because the Oklahoma juvenile system focuses on accountability, rehabilitation, supervision, and the protection of the child's future. When a minor is accused of conduct that would be a crime if committed by an adult, the case may be handled as a juvenile delinquency matter rather than a traditional adult prosecution. That does not mean the case is minor or harmless. A juvenile case can affect school, family life, driving privileges, probation conditions, placement outside the home, future opportunities, and, in serious cases, whether the minor is treated as a youthful offender or adult. Parents and children should take juvenile allegations seriously from the beginning. What is a juvenile delinquency case? A juvenile delinquency case usually involves a person under the age of 18 who is accused of violating a criminal law, municipal ordinance, or lawful court order. The case is handled in juvenile court unless the facts, age of the child, or seriousness of the offense create a basis for different treatment. Juvenile court is not the same as adult criminal court. The language is different, the goals are different, and the available outcomes are different. However, the state still must prove the allegation, and the child still has legal rights that must be protected. Common juvenile crimes in Cherokee County juvenile cases can involve many different allegations. Common examples include assault and battery, fighting at school, shoplifting, drug possession, marijuana-related offenses, alcohol offenses, vandalism, trespassing, burglary, larceny, threats, weapons allegations, disorderly conduct, resisting an officer, and probation violations. Some juvenile cases begin at school. Others begin with law enforcement contact, family conflict, neighborhood disputes, social media messages, or accusations from other minors. The setting matters because school discipline, juvenile court, and possible criminal consequences may overlap. Juvenile cases are not always private forever. Many people assume juvenile records are always sealed and never matter again. Oklahoma law does provide confidentiality protections for many juvenile records, but there are exceptions. Certain records may become more accessible depending on the child's age, prior adjudications, the type of offense, or later proceedings. Because juvenile records can still create future problems, the defense should focus not only on the immediate result but also on protecting the child's long-term record. The first court appearance matters after a juvenile case is filed. The child and parents may be required to appear in court. The court may address detention, release conditions, school attendance, supervision, counseling, drug testing, no contact orders, curfew, or other temporary requirements. Parents should not treat the first appearance as a formality. Early decisions can affect the direction of the case. A lawyer can help explain the process, protect the child's rights, and address conditions that may be unfair, unnecessary, or difficult for the family to follow. Statements can create problems. Juveniles often talk because they are scared, pressured, or believe that explaining themselves will make the problem go away. Statements to police officers, school officials, counselors, probation officers, or other adults can become important evidence. A child should not be pushed into making detailed statements without legal advice. Even a seemingly harmless statement may be misunderstood or used to support the allegation. Parents should also be careful about trying to clear things up without first understanding the legal consequences. Defenses to juvenile crimes. Juvenile defenses depend on the facts and the charge. Possible defenses may include mistaken identity, false accusation, lack of intent, accident, self-defense, defense of others, lack of possession, insufficient evidence, unreliable witnesses, illegal search and seizure, improper questioning, or failure to prove every element of the alleged offense. In school-related cases, the defense may also involve reviewing video, witness statements, school discipline records, prior conflicts, bullying incidents, text messages, social media posts, and whether the accusation arose from a larger conflict. Diversion and informal resolutions. Some juvenile cases may be resolved through diversion, informal adjustment, counseling, restitution, community service, education programs, or other alternatives. These outcomes may help the child avoid a formal adjudication and move forward with fewer long-term consequences. Diversion is not automatic. Eligibility may depend on the charge, prior history, the child's attitude, the victim's position, the district attorney's recommendation, and whether the family can comply with the proposed conditions. Possible juvenile court outcomes. If a child is adjudicated delinquent, the court has several options. The court may order counseling, treatment, probation-type supervision, community-based services, restitution, community service, placement outside the home, or, in more serious cases, commitment to the Office of Juvenile Affairs. The goal is often rehabilitation, but the consequences can still be restrictive. A juvenile court order can affect where the child lives, attends school, receives treatment, and spends time. When a juvenile can face more serious treatment in some serious cases, the state may seek to treat the child as a youthful offender or adult. This can happen depending on the child's age, the offense charged, prior history, and the seriousness of the allegations. These cases require immediate legal attention because the consequences can be far more severe than those in ordinary juvenile court cases. A defense attorney should review whether the state has met the legal requirements for more serious treatment and whether the child's case should remain in juvenile court. Parents play an important role. Parents are often central to the defense of a juvenile case. They can help gather records, identify witnesses, preserve messages, obtain school documents, arrange counseling when appropriate, and make sure the child follows court orders. At the same time, parents should avoid unintentionally damaging the case. Do not contact alleged victims or witnesses in a way that could be viewed as intimidation. Do not post about the case online or encourage the child to make statements without advice from counsel. If your child has been accused of a juvenile offense in Cherokee County, speak with an Oklahoma juvenile defense attorney as soon as possible.